What's up, YouTube? John Luke here. And today we're going to talk about some different things of the fitness side of what is the trigger for motivation. Everybody has a concept. Some people like music, some people like different things. So we're going to go over some of the topics. I have a special guest here. Lonnie Pittman is going to be kind of doing a short, brief interview, and we're going to go over the main things that are essential, I think, to the fitness aspect to help you lose weight, to put on muscle, whatever it may be. It all coincides in a big spider web. So he's going to start with some questions, and we're going to go deep into the topic and discussion.
As he said, my name's Lonnie Pittman, and I guess we'll get into the first question. What is your favorite workout?
Me personally, I feel like my chest is one of my favorite body parts. I feel like I got good mass in my chest. People call it the pec area. So I love bench press and skull crushers. I love the upper torso. Everybody hates leg day, but actually leg day is one of my favorites due to the testosterone release whenever you are lifting with your legs, incline leg press, squats, things like that. I love leg day. You only do it a couple times a week, but that's probably one of my things. But as far as like my ultimate favorite, if I had an absolute favorite, I love bench press because when it comes to a male competition, it's always how much can you put up on the bench. Even though that's not the important thing, males get the big head, and whenever you see that number climaxing the upper number,
Yeah,
and you start feeling pride and good about yourself, and makes you want to try harder.
yeah, that's very true. My favorite is the incline bench. I love incline bench. That and curls. I love doing curls. Those are my two favorite personally. But they're all fun. Leg day, everyone hates, as you said. Leg days can be a pain because the next day it's hard to walk. So I'm
Yeah,
sure you know
there's
that feeling.
actually there's actually a video going around right now of this. It's a younger female that just got done. She looked like she's maybe in a CrossFit gym or something, and she goes to stand up, and her legs buckle. Like she's so exhausted, she can't even stand up. She looks like Jello. It's hilarious. But when somebody goes that hard in the gym, absolutely. I mean, props to them. Hats off because even I don't recall after my hardest days working out not being able to stand up. That's an ultimate achievement to failure. That is crazy.
Yeah, that's going all the way.
But what is the next question?
What advice do you have for people who are really sore the next day after working out? They go and work out. Let's say they do 30 minutes or an hour workout. They hit the gym pretty hard, and they're so sore the next day that they can't lift 2 pounds. And it's a real motivational killer. What advice would you have to those people that are just starting to work out and their muscles are aching in the first couple of days?
Okay. Um, Me personally, I abide by what my body tells me. Everybody's body is different. There's nobody that could have said it any better than Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger said that basically you adapt to what your body's limits are. So I may be able to go in with 130 pounds on a bench and do 50, 75 reps. You may be able to do 75 to 100 reps on the bench with 135. The next day, I may be deadly sore. You may be used to it. So you kind of have to open your ears and focus on what your body is telling you. If your body is telling you you need a rest day because you are absolutely thriving sore, your body's killing you, I suggest load up on protein that day. Make sure you're eating your good meals. Make sure that you have a nice hot shower, things like that to soothe your muscles. Maybe some ointment to help the joints, whatever. But it's not the end of the world. Most people's conception is if I don't hit the gym 7 days a week, then I'm not going to meet my goals. That's not true. Matter of fact, every statistic has shown that a 30-minute workout, majority of all your nutrients have been expressed to the point to where it is almost pointless to work out for the hour. You're going to be losing the water weight But as to the effect of the 30-minute workout, your testosterone, your estrogen, your levels are going to the targeted areas in the 30 minutes. So, you know, I suggest if your body feels like it's just done for, especially if you're working a full-time job, if your body is telling you no, 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 and your mind's saying go, 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 yeah, occasionally it's not a bad idea, but don't put yourself in a position to injure. What you don't want to do is injure yourself to where you're permanently out of there because your goals will slowly slip away.
Yeah, that's a great explanation. And some people will argue that there's a difference between pushing yourself, how you see a lot of pro athletes and especially like fighters when they're doing interval training and stuff, where they push beyond. A lot of the advice that you hear is push beyond, go to your limit and keep pushing.
Yeah.
How can you tell
Yeah.
the difference between you're doing it the right way and pushing beyond, and then going past your limits and you're in a danger zone? How would you say that you can tell the difference?
The difference to me, whenever I am at the point of where I have felt success in the gym, is when I start to get to that shaky point. Whenever they say do sets till failure, that's good. But whenever you get to the shaky point and it's hard to put your hands up on the steering wheel or it's hard to pull the shifter down in the parking lot, you've had a successful workout. You know, there's no your arms have to be dragging the ground kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Um, people have the misconception is if I don't walk out of here in a casket, I've not done my job for the day. But that's not the case. You definitely, like I said, open your ear and your body will tell you different things.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So personally, what motivates you the most?
I love it when people tell me you can't do it. That by far is the most challenge to me. If you looked at me today and said you can't lose 10 pounds in 3 weeks, I would do it or die because me personally, I love competition. I'm a competition motivated person. Um, I believe that healthy competition with a good friend like yourself, I feel like that'll push each other to reach the goals. Um, I love good music. A good music, I feel like elevates, mentality into things. Um, I love scrolling through, looking at tips, motivational videos. I love seeing the achievement of people that are way underdog curriculum coming to the top of success. Somebody that doesn't have a lot of money but is still making it work.
Yeah, that's a real motivator. So it motivates you when people tell you can't do it, or a challenge per se.
The challenge. I like to say that failure is not in my vocabulary because I believe that you can make a mistake, you can learn from a mistake, but if you fail, that's the end. It's done. So throw failure out of your vocabulary, and we're going to use some substitution words, such as what we were just talking about. But you find things, and whenever you tell yourself, "I'm going to do better next time," it is proven science that there is automatically chemicals released in your brain to make your body feel a specific way. So if you tell yourself, I'm going to get some good rest today, I'm going to feel better today, psychologically your body tells you, all right, that's the plan. Chief said it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on getting better. So I think the mind is a very powerful thing, and use that as one of your tools.
Right. So if I were to challenge you right now to the first person to hit around 200, I say we're about 15, 20 pound difference. But if I were to challenge you right now, what would you say?
I never back down from a challenge. I would absolutely 100% do it.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to find out TBA about that one. Um, okay. What are your body goals? Since I did just challenge you
My
to
body goals.
200.
See, that's perfect. That's perfect right there. My body goals. I am 260 pounds, well, roughly 260 pounds. Um, as far as body mass, I have some extra weight to lose around the midsection. I think my BMI currently is 35 point something or 34 point something. I need to be 30 and below. So whatever equation that takes. Uh, I I really want to stack on some good muscle. So obviously supplements are going to be in my diet. Lean, clean foods are going to be in my diet. Heavy lifting is going to be in my diet, almost to the extent of a power lifter, some type of power lifting. But first, I'm going to have to cut this weight because just healthy, just being health wise is not good. Having extra fat around the midsection and things, fat has to go somewhere. If it's through your arteries, if it's in your bloodstream, fat has to go somewhere. So you need to get rid of it.
Okay. How does your quality of life improve with a healthy living, with a healthy lifestyle,
Oh
I should
man,
say?
I could answer that in 1,000 different ways. I can tell you that I have been laid off of. North calls it soda, South calls it pop, but I've been laid off of that for going on 3 weeks now, and I can tell just the difference when I roll out of bed in the morning. I can feel the difference in my body. The energy levels are a lot higher. You know, Pleasure and happiness is a lot better. You don't look at the world so grim, and you know, anything that is man-made most of the time is harmful and toxic to the body. Soda is basically a carbonated man-made syrup, is what it is, other than a juice such as apples or oranges, and then you have milk and things, the milk juice, tea, all that stuff is from some type of plant-based, animal-based thing. But when it comes to you know that thing there, it just have to really focus on it and try to cut it out of your diet.
Right. And for people who don't know, how tall are you?
I am 6 foot tall. I'm actually creeping along the 6'1" range, and I can't remember what the last dimensions of my chest were. I think I was like 50 something inches, maybe a little bit less. I want to say it was like 48 inches, something like that. So, I mean, I have a good desired upper body portion, but midsection by far. I look like I swallowed a U-Haul.
Okay. And for people who don't know, I've known you forever, obviously. And I remember back your senior year of high school, you were probably around 160 pounds. How
That
did you feel
was,
different from, how did your body feel different from that to now? What is the difference, the energy wise, health wise?
oh my man, I felt like a purebred stallion at 155 pounds. I went, this is honest to goodness, no joke. I wish I would have video documented it because nobody would believe me. But in a 2.5 month time, I went from 190 pounds down to 155 pounds. I ate yogurt every day, grilled chicken, broccoli. Um, I ran about 3 miles every day. I drank nothing but water. Um, if you could possibly even think of feeling like a feather, I felt like a feather at that point.
Maybe at the end of this video, we'll throw in some pictures of you back when on your senior year. I have some of those that I can send you, and we'll show people that we're not just spilling it, that you have been there and you know what it's like.
I do have a couple pictures here myself, and I was a beanpole, man. I was right at 6 foot tall and 155 pounds. I looked sick. I don't ever suggest me personally being under 190 pounds again because of my body mass and the broad of my shoulders. There's no point in me being that small ever again. But in high school, once again, I was challenged. That's what I did. So, you just take it as it comes.
Well, speaking of challenges, what are the biggest challenges of living a healthy lifestyle, and how would you recommend overcoming those said challenges?
Anybody in the industry that is a trainer, anybody that is bodybuilding, anybody that has been in the gym for years will tell you nutrition is number one. If you keep your focal point on nutrition, it will lead you down the path. Um, your body is working overtime, even though when you're not in the gym, if you have the right nutrition, you don't have to worry about putting the weight back on.
Right. You
So
always hear, especially professionals, they always say it's the lifestyle is 80% diet, 20% exercise.
yes,
That's about
that is
that's the
100%.
ratio everyone says.
100%. Yeah, that's 1,000,000% correct. Nobody could ever break that down any better. Um, but I talked about previous videos. There are easier ways to branch off and make things a little bit easier. Um, Try not to put yourself in temptation situations. Obviously, you go to Golden Corral Buffet, you're going to have a whole bar dedicated to nothing but pies and cakes and
Yeah.
ice creams. Listen, I'm a big guy. I can eat. Even when I'm in shape, believe me, I got an appetite like a horse, and I love sweets.
Oh
I can
man, at
sit and eat half a cake.
155 pounds, you could eat a whole pizza in no time flat. So you're
Yeah,
not.
that's serious.
Yeah.
That's dead serious. And
Yeah.
I paid for it. I had to run miles to work that off.
Yeah.
So um, there's many things that I did the summer of my senior year. I went and helped put a new roof on a house in 10 and I ran. I mean, if anybody can vouch and say, Kentucky, okay, our grandpa's hill, that hill, I don't know what the pitch is on that hill, but I would run to the top of that and back down and out to the store. Okay, by the end of that day, my legs were trembling. Okay,
I'd say that's at
and
least a 50 to 65-degree elevation. I'd say at least.
at least, I mean, it's almost difficult for a car to pull it,
Yeah.
and not to mention the hill itself is probably a quarter mile long at least.
Right.
I mean, I would run way up to the top, and that's another thing. Like incline training is great, and then on the other side of that, elevation where there's lower oxygen in the air. That's great training. They actually developed masks to put on while you're running on a treadmill to simulate running on top of a mountain somewhere. So it did great things for me, but it's not so good on the joints. Going up and downhill is not good on the joints.
All right. Well, speaking of that, and I think this would be a great last question and topic for us to discuss. Let's talk about running compared to high interval training that you can just do in your living room. Which do you think is more successful?
High interval training all day long.
Right.
The high interval training, it puts you into, okay, the targets that you want to reach.
Let's start by, whoever doesn't know, why don't you explain what high interval training is?
Okay, high interval training. That will be, I jump up, do 10 jumping jacks, I run in place for 30 seconds, I do 5 push-ups, and then I rest for 30 seconds.
So the main goal is you want to raise your heart rate quite a bit for a short period of time, 2-3 minutes, and then let it go back down for 30 seconds and continue that for about 30 minutes is the basis of high interval training.
Okay. The reason being is you want your heart rate in a certain window. If you're running 100%, the 100% is going to actually hurt you more than it's going to help you. So if you feel like you're about to hit the floor, collapse in the middle of the room, you're going way too hard. Your idea is to set a pace that you feel your heart elevated, you're good, sweaty, winded, heavy breathing, but you don't want to hit the stage of failure to where you can't go another mile. So the key is to set at least a 70 to 85% window that you can go hard, but you do not want to blow yourself out and max out.
Right. And do you happen to know like how many calories you can burn in a 45-minute period, 35-minute, 45-minute period of high interval training compared to going for a run, let's say?
Okay. The estimated calorie ratio to running 1 mile, you burn 100 calories every mile you run. So I don't know what you think, but that's a little bit low. You would have to run 10 miles to burn off a Big Mac. So let's
say if you do 4 or 5 miles in an hour, and at the most you're going to get 400 or 500 calories you're going to burn in that running. However, in that same time period, let's say you only do 30 minutes of high interval training. If I'm not mistaken, on Insanity Max 30, on their programs, they claim you can burn up to 1,000 calories in 30 minutes. So you literally burn double the amount of calories in half the time, and you don't damage your joints like you would running.
Correct. Correct. I have actually witnessed that myself. I have put on a heart monitor, and I have I was a personal trainer at a gym called 9 Round Kickboxing, and that was the idea. There was 9 rounds, and it was interval training. So we put these bands around our sternum, and the sternum would display on the screen what your heart rate was, what percent you was going. If you were in the red, you need to slow down. You know, it told you everything. How long you've been working out, how long you've been active. So it would tell you, you know, it would give you this window how hard or how light to go. So, you know, we was able to look at that and tell, you know, if it was really being effective or not. So I worked a shift for 3 hours, and I burnt a total of 3,400 calories in 3 hours. Okay, that is days worth of working out right there. But I was efficient because of the interval training. So yeah, roughly you can burn if you do the right program with the right nutrition and your body is developed, you can burn 1,000 calories in under an hour. That is correct.
Well, I think that's all I have for you today, but I'm sure people would want to know in future videos, are you going to give suggestions and routines of high interval training that they could do at home to get started with? Do you think that's something that you would put up in the near future?
Oh yeah, everybody is looking for the how-to video. That is something that I feel like I am great to specialize in because I love to teach and I love to help people. So we're going to be trying our best to come up with some new how-to videos. This one here is actually probably my longest video. We're sitting on 22 something minutes right now, but I feel like every bit of this information is something that is great for the viewing because I've had several that have came to me and it's like, listen, I'm ready for this point in my life, but what do I do? What's my next step? How do I get the gumption to go do it? You know, what food do I eat? So that's what I'm here for. That's what the comment section's down there for. Feel free to hit that little like button down there on the bottom and tell us what tell us what you want us to know. If you are looking for a strict based diet, we can help you with dieting. If you're looking for a workout plan, believe me, between me and him, we can come out with a workout plan. Don't worry about that. So yeah, just feel free. I mean, we love interaction, any type of conversation.
And I'd say keep the lookout for the challenge video that I guess may or may not be coming. We'll see. We'll see where that leads.
Oh, we're definitely doing the challenge. And listen, if you want to see more about this challenge, hit that subscribe button because I promise you, between me and him, we're both bullheaded and it'll be a great finish, I promise.
Okay, I think that's about it for today. It's been a really long video. And till next time.
Yep. You guys have a great one. God bless.